Core activities that we do include assisting students for overseas education, making sure that they make the right decisions. By meaning the right decisions, we are talking about the correct country. I will be taking you through the slides in the future, which will give you details regarding why we think that a particular country is the best option for you. Are you more suitable for UK? Are you more suitable for Australia? These are a few questions that can be answered depending on what your requirements are. Our achievements so far over 13 years have been 100% of our students have been admitted in various institutions abroad, all across the world. And our success rate when it comes to visas is nearly 99%. A general information regarding the universities that we represent, not spelling out the main ones. If you see from the list, we are representing most of the major universities all across the world. If you look at UK, Big Durham University, Middlesex, Newcastle, Queen's University, University of Bolton, University of Bedfordshire, Keele University, Kingston University. These are certain universities that we are representing in UK. Further going forward, you will also see that there are a lot of universities that we usually relate ourselves to, be it University of Central Lancashire, University of Chester, University of Hertfordshire, University of Liverpool, one of the primary institutions all across the world. In Australia, as you also can see from our slide here, we are representing the major universities which are called the Group H universities, USQ. Getting back to the discussion, we are taking care of all the major Group H universities, University of Ballarat, USQ, which is University of Southern Queensland, CIQ, Deakin, and we're also not just looking at the premier universities. When we look at universities, we also look at the factor that we should have the best of the universities. We should also have universities which are approachable for normal students as well. So you will see that it is a very nice mix of colleges and universities from all across the world. Gradually moving forward, we are also taking care of New Zealand. I'll just wait on the slide so that you can go through the list of universities that we represent in New Zealand. We are also working with Canada and Singapore, Douglas University, George Brown College, Mount Allison. In Singapore, we are looking at James Cook University, which not only has a campus in Singapore, but it also has a campus in Australia, MDIS, SIM, TMIS, EASB, which are one of the premier universities in Singapore. Let's go to the basic reason when we talk about comparisons between Indian education versus international education. Why should we choose studying abroad as an option? We are living in a global economy and we need to be a global citizen. Hence, as an Indian, why should we not have access to the jobs available abroad? Why shouldn't we be available for all the education benefits that we can get from abroad education? So we are living in a global economy and the job opportunities. Interact people from different cultures. We are working in a global world. We need to know the areas we are living in. Exposure to the latest technologies. We know that, as I'm an engineer myself who studied in India, and we know for a fact that when we're looking at technology, why shouldn't the technology that is available to international students be available to us as well? Institutions diverse in size and location. When we talk about universities, what is the size of the campus that we know? Yes, we have certain universities like IIT, regional engineering colleges, AIMS, medical colleges, which are huge. But do all our colleges match up to the size and dimensions of the colleges that we see abroad? Wide range of quality courses and research opportunities. The studies that we do, if you look, say, 10 years back, we've been looking at engineering or medical as primary sources of our education benefits. Now, if we look at the world and culture, we're looking at a diverse culture. We have, in case you're looking for automobile engineering, in case you're looking for photography as an option in your career, the array and options that are available all across the world are huge. You can do specializations in specific majors. If you select a particular course, you can specialize in one of its modules. This is one benefit that you get in abroad education. acquire a professional approach. The way you're taught, the discipline. In international education, when you're given 15 days or 10 days or 1 day to complete your course, you need to ensure that you're completing the course in the duration of the time, which teaches discipline. You have to give dissertations, you have to give presentations, which improves the way you speak, how you speak, and what you speak. With a good education, you can do anything that you're looking for. Now, when we talk about international education, there are certain parameters we need to judge and decide our options on. One of the major considerations that we need to take into effect is the cost. I'm pretty sure most of the people here would have done their research or are doing their research, and they would say, is it more expensive to do in education abroad? Yes, it is. But then we also have to take into account the return on investment. The tuition fees depends from country to country, and usually it would range between 4 lakhs to 11 lakhs depending on the country that you're looking for. Rooms. Definitely when you're staying abroad, you will either have to make arrangements on your own or you will be taking hostel accommodation. Your personal expenses, which includes the clothes that you need to buy. For example, if you choose a country like Canada or UK, which are so far more colder as compared to India, you need to make arrangements accordingly, because definitely you'll understand that the clothes that you buy in India might not work. You need to buy the books and the supplies, which includes your project files, stationery, etc. Transportation. Do you want to use college transportation, public transportation, or would you like to make your own personal transportation arrangements? The airfare. The cost of the airfare from traveling to India to the country that you need to go for. Medical insurance. Definitely, in case, and nowadays it's relatively becoming mandatory to take a medical insurance when you are going abroad, primarily because of the temperature changes, the weather changes, the food habits that are changing. So you need to definitely ensure that you're properly insured so that cost of your medical insurance does not affect you. And definitely other parameters which we'll be discussing in the future. Looking at the cost comparisons between various countries, why would you choose a country as compared to other? If one of your options is cost, let's look at the cost of different countries based on the exchange rates that we have currently. UK, the education tuition fees per year would be roughly costing you between 8 to 10 lakhs. In US, it would be between 7 to 11 lakhs. Australia, 9 lakhs to 11 lakhs. New Zealand, 8 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Canada, 6.5 lakhs to 8 lakhs. Singapore, 6 to 11.5 lakhs. The living expense would be the cost that you will incur over the year for living in a country. As you can see, it ranges from 5.5 lakhs in UK to around 4 to 5 lakhs in Singapore. And as you can see, Australia would be relatively expensive as compared to the other countries. So if you compare the total expense that is incurred, 13 lakhs to 16 lakhs in UK, around 17 to 20 lakhs in Australia, 10 to 12.5 lakhs in Canada, and in Singapore, 10 to 16.5 lakhs. How do you identify a country? If you see, a lot of questions come with regards to the intakes. If you look at UK, you have two basic intakes, September and January. The course duration would usually be for an undergraduate 3 to 4 years and a postgraduate 1 year. Yes, a master's, which in India you can do in 2 years, you can complete the same in 1 year by studying in a country like UK or even Ireland. US, an undergraduate course would be between 4 years. A postgraduate would be 1 to 2 years. Australia, again, UG would be 3 to 4 years. PG would be 1 to 2 years. PG again in Canada would be 1 to 2 years depending on the course that you're selecting. When to apply, a very important and relevant question here. UK, the intakes would usually be September and January. The next intake available would be September 2013, and you need to ensure that you're at least applying 1 month in advance. That means that you need to start your process in your applications by beginning of August in case you're looking for a September intake. Keeping in mind that usually the response for the visa takes around 15 days. US definitely needs a little more planning. September intake is available, but the application time, if you see, is 2 months. Hence, for the September intake, most of the intakes are over, and you have the January intake that is available next, January 2014. Australia, again, you have July is the major intake, February is the minor intake. You need to give an application time of 1 month, and the visa processing time is between 60 days to 90 days. The same with New Zealand. Canada is similar to US, if you see, it's September and January intake. The current September intake for most universities are over, but you can definitely go ahead and try to apply for January 2014. You have sufficient time available. Singapore has a rotational intake policy where you will have major universities or colleges having intakes primarily all through the year, but just September and January being their primary intakes. If you see, the application time for Singapore is usually much less as compared to most universities or most countries, and you can get your application processed and your visa within 1 month. A very interesting question that usually the students ask, can I make some money while I'm studying? Usually the answer would be, should you be working part-time while you're studying? If you get time, definitely. In UK, you can work part-time for up to 20 hours. US, again, 20 hours. Australia, 20 hours. New Zealand, 20 hours. Canada, 20 hours. In Singapore, unless you're studying in a government university like Nanyang, you cannot work part-time. Roughly, if you see, on an average basis in UK, you can earn up to 5 to 6 pounds per hour. In US, it will be between $7 to $10 per hour. Australia and New Zealand, if you see, has relatively high amounts that you can earn, $8 to $12 per hour in Australia, $12 to $15 in New Zealand, the same with Canada and Singapore. Some of the students who have gone through us have given us their testimonials. I'll just leave the page for a few minutes for you to read it in case you're interested. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Visit our offices in case you need our assistance. As I mentioned, we are a pioneer in global education with more than 10 years of experience guiding students. We are representing more than 400 institutions all across the world in 11 countries. We are an authorized representative for institutions in UK, Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada, Singapore, Switzerland, and Ireland. We are a trusted partner of the British High Commission and the AIRI membership. Our services are free, absolutely free for all the students that are going through us. Pre-departure orientation, which primarily means that before you leave for the country, we will assist you in how to acclimatize and ensure that you're happy in the country that you're visiting. Quality and professional experienced counselors. We have been in the industry for 10 to 13 years. Hence, the people who are working with us have been there for a long time. We have been assisting and guiding students for a very long time, and we take a lot of pride in what we do. Counseling applications, documentation, bank loan assistance, travel and accommodation arrangements. We also take care of your loans, your scholarships in case you are applying for one. We have exhaustive information, brochures and series of the universities that we represented. University interviews and spot offers. Most of these universities would be sending their representatives to our office right in Hyderabad to meet you. The information regarding the same would always be posted on our Global Opportunities website. You can visit there and you get all information regarding universities that are visiting us from time to time. The website again, it's global-opportunities, it's a plural.net. Insurance and your foreign exchange requirements are also taken care by us. Visa counseling, filing your visa, making sure that your funds are available and are shown in the right way so that you're not rejected. Making sure that your travel and accommodation arrangements are also taken care of. Pre-departure briefing is an extremely important step that we are taking here, which makes sure that you are aware of the culture of the country that you're going to, you're aware of the people you are meeting, you're aware of the citizens or the issues that you might face when you go abroad. Talk to the past students. You might be aware that if we are in the industry for 13 years, we have sent thousands of students all across the world. So the universities that you're already going to, we would definitely have our people working there or studying there right now. In a whole or in a nutshell, we can say that we are a one-stop solution for all your international education needs at no cost. The services that we offer for free: admission and career counseling, all your requirements regarding admissions, what is the right country for you, what is the right university for you, what is the cost of the university, is something that we'll be guiding you through. Bank loan assistance. Here's where our friends Credila come into the picture. All your bank loan requirements for overseas education, we can arrange and assist you along with Credila. Choosing the right course in the right university, extremely important. If you are looking for the course, is it the right choice for you? Is the university that you have selected, is it the right university for you? Are you capable of getting a better university? Those are the questions that will help you answer. All your application processing, right from making sure your applications are filled, connecting to the university, sending them follow-ups, getting your offers for you, all your references, that letter of references that you need to arrange, your statement of purpose. I will be telling you a little bit about the reference and statement of purpose in the later chapter. Pre-visa counseling. We will make sure that we arrange mock calls for you, make sure that when you're sitting in front of the visa officer or you're taking a call from a visa officer, you are as confident as you can be. Pre-departure orientation and briefing. As I mentioned, before you reach there, we'll make sure you realize and understand what the country is all about. Airport and pickup and hostel accommodation. When you're in a new country, it would be difficult for you to make sure that you reach the university on time. You might be nervous. We will ensure that the universities are notified that you're coming so that they can pick you up, and then we can make sure that you reach the university safely. Lodging your visa application, extremely important. Making sure that you file for the visa at the right time so that you do not have to waste your time or spend your time trying to understand what is going on. In-house IELTS coaching, which ensures that we are a one-stop solution for you. If you are planning to prepare for your IELTS, if you are planning to give your IELTS examinations, we have free IELTS coaching for you. Come, take advantage of the free classes, understand where you stand, where you need to improve so that you can get the best scores possible. Before we conclude, a little bit of information about us again. Our corporate office is in Delhi, that is our head office, based in Kailash Colony, New Delhi. Our office in Hyderabad is Little Fort Building, second floor, near Hyderabad Central, next to Panjagutta Police Station, Panjagutta, Hyderabad. For your reference, it will be just opposite to Bajaj Electronics on the Khairatabad Road. My Skype ID, in case you want to stay in touch with me, is managerhyd@global-opportunities.net. We have 14 branches all across the world in India. Ahmedabad, Amritsar, Batala, Bangalore, Chandigarh, Chennai, Hyderabad, Jalandhar being some of the branches. Thank you for attending the webinar today. I will be taking your questions now. In case you have any questions for me, please feel free to type them in. Okay, I have a question here from Sai Kiran Reddy. He asks me, sir, is medical insurance a must? No, it is not a must. It is not necessary for you to take medical insurance, but it is always advised that you do take medical insurance. The only reason being that it is a different country. The food that you're eating in India and the food that you're eating abroad might be different. You might eat abroad, you might fall ill. Suddenly the cost of your medical goes up really high. So it is always advised that you ensure that you're taking your medical insurance. I have a question from Prashant Shinagare. My question is from management course. 1. For the fact there are so many universities, do all the students get a job offer? 2. How far as ranking system of colleges to be considered while selecting a college? Higher the rankings, higher is the tuition fee. Does it justify the cost? Prashant, interesting question. In fact, I really like the question here because if you look at it from the perspective of, first let me answer the first question. Do all the students get a job offer? Well, if you even complete a degree in India does not guarantee you'll get a job offer. You need to prepare well. And for your benefit, you'll know that all these universities and colleges abroad usually have their own placement cell. The placement cell usually ensures that the moment you reach there, you need to go up to these placement cells in the university and let them know that post your degree, you plan to get a job. They will guide you on how to ensure that you get the right job, apply for the right job, and do ensure, my friends, please understand that though you will get universities, you will get offers for even IELTS of a 5.5, but it is always advisable to go ahead, prepare hard, and try to get an IELTS of between 6 and 6.5. After completing your degree, when many people go for the interviews, they forget to mention their IELTS score in their resumes. The IELTS score usually ensures that you can get the right job at the right time. It shows that you're very good at communication. So work hard, prepare hard, and try to get a good IELTS score. How far as ranking system of colleges to be considered while selecting? The rankings, when you're looking at a university, rankings do matter. Yes, it also affects the cost. And a particular university which might have a high ranking does not mean that they are ranked higher for a particular course. More than understanding university rankings, it is more important to understand the rankings based on the course that you're actually going for. In this situation, it is always advisable to go ahead and ensure that for a university, if you're even looking for a mechanical engineering, try to find ranking based on mechanical rather than the university itself. You will also need to take into account factors like what is the employment satisfaction, what is the student satisfaction, what is the course satisfaction. And I would definitely suggest a website called QS Universities, which gives a very good and thorough knowledge about the rankings of different universities. Now, let me go to the next question here. I have a question from Angit Menon, and he asks, I'm an electronic graduate. Can I pursue my PG in management? Absolutely. We have courses for MBAs. We have courses available for management and MSc in business management as well. You can definitely go ahead and go for a PG in management courses. Also, Angit, I would also suggest that if you are looking for doing a management course, try to get in some work experience in the same field. Having work experience will definitely ensure that once you complete your degree, you will get a job sooner. Because when you sit in front of a job interviewer, he's just not checking your degree, he will be also looking at your work experience. I have Sai Kiran Reddy again asking me, he's got 327. Is it sufficient to get into a good college in aerospace? My answer is yes. There are options available, and even without a GRE, there are even options available in Australia who are extremely popular for the aerospace courses. So if you're looking at GRE or courses, Just don't look at US. You will understand that there's so many options available all across the world that you can look at. Is TOEFL a must? Yes. In most of these courses in international education, other than certain courses in Singapore, most of them are definitely looking for a TOEFL or an IELTS score. Angit again asks me, he has 1 year experience. Is that enough? Technically speaking, yes, it is enough. But I would definitely recommend that you carry on. If you're working somewhere, continue with the same. But with your 1 year work experience, there are also certain universities that offer you part-time jobs which can be in the same field. You can choose internships which can be also in the same field. And accordingly, then actually these internships will ensure that you have 1 year work experience plus maybe around 6 to 8 months of internship that can get you a good job. So just not the work experience, try to focus on getting internships once you reach the university. I have a question here from Atandra Bhar who says, rural university or urban university, which is better? Well, the question actually depends again on the cost factor, because if you look at it, let me give an example. Even if you look at it from, say, a Hyderabad perspective, the cost of education in a, I'm not only talking about the cost of education, I'm also talking about the cost of living. The cost of living definitely in an urban area, like say Hyderabad and say London or near New York or Melbourne or all, would definitely be more expensive. So if you have a budget, you should look for an urban university. If you're looking for a relatively cheaper education but good quality as well, rural universities are also a good choice. Moving to the next question, Dinesh Patnaik asks, I have scheduled my GRE and TOEFL test for 20th October, but I have scheduled my GRE and TOEFL test by 20th October and want to pursue an MS in cyber security, but I am not financially sound. What are the chances of getting scholarships? Which countries are good for such programs? Currently, I am doing a job. Dinesh, to answer that question, cybersecurity, if you look at it, you have options, very good options available in UK. You have excellent options available in Australia as well as US. One of the very good options that are recently coming up is also Ireland. If you go ahead and go to the website and check, you will realize that there's so many people who are actually choosing Ireland these days because of the headquarters of one of the major companies being there. Be it Microsoft, be it Intel, be it eBay, be it Amazon, be it Zillilink, be it even say PayPal, all have their head offices in Ireland. It's a relatively cheaper option. You can complete your degree in 1 year, and you can also go ahead and get post-study work, studying there while you're earning over there in Ireland as well. Sai Kiran Reddy again asks, sir, good score with average college with part-time job in campus is good, or a good scores in good college without part-time jobs is good? If you ask me, it is always a good option. To answer that, let me give an example here. One of the most harmless questions that usually a student, a visa person asks is, are you looking for part-time jobs while you're studying? You'll be surprised to know that most people would usually answer that as a yes. I would like to go ahead and do a part-time job. Usually that is a killer question. It's a trick question, because the answer usually comes and the visa person would usually say, are you going there to study or are you going there to do a part-time job? So a part-time job should usually be only an option, not a condition. If you get a part-time job in the same field, if you get a part-time job in the same area, I would definitely suggest that you should go ahead and choose the option. You should go ahead. My suggestion in this case is always choose a good score in a good college without part-time jobs rather than an average college with part-time job. But sometimes getting into average college, but getting a right kind of a part-time job is also good. Assuming, let me take an example, that you're working with in electronics, you're probably doing to do a master's in electronics, and you get a job in Microsoft as an intern, as a part-time job. Those kind of experiences would definitely help you. Okay. Would there be any further questions for me? I want to pursue MBA in US, 4.5 years experience in software field. Which universities are best? Atandra, what I would suggest is that for doing an MBA will also depend on your academics. I would recommend that after the interview, if you want, you can give us a call. I will give you the information of our company, where we are located. We will have to go through your profile, your educational academics, your GRE score, your TOEFL score, and accordingly decide which would be the right thing for you. Dhruv Bhatia asks me, MS versus MEng. MEng is usually a course that is offered in UK and certain countries. The difference usually would be between the technical aspect and the practical aspect. I would usually recommend and suggest that you can definitely go ahead and apply for an MS rather than an MEng. I have Sai Kiran Reddy again asking me, what is your fee, sir? I want to join. Sai Kiran, as I mentioned earlier, for the services that you provide to the countries we represent, there is no fee at all. When it comes to US, there would be a processing fee of 5,000 rupees plus any additional application fees that might be directly from the university's side. There is no charge from our side. The services, the guidance, the counseling is absolutely free. Prashant here asks me, considering UK and US having visa restrictions, how do students consider to stay back and work? Prashant, on that question, I will give you some information. Yes, UK has put in restrictions on the work that you can do, which simply means that if you're going to do an MBA, if you're doing a master's in marketing, if you're doing an engineering course, if you're doing a master's in science course, and if you're working in Domino's or Pizza Hut, are you doing justice to yourself? In this situation, UK is simply saying that when it comes to getting a job now, you will now be at par with any of the students who are applying even from UK or Europe, which simply means that you need to get a job which pays you at least £20,000. Does that sound big? It is absolutely not. If you look through the websites, do your research, you will see that usually the average salary of a person who's completed a bachelor's would usually get up to 22 to 25,000 euros or pounds per year. A master's on an average earns around 28 to 30,000 pounds a year. In this situation, you will realize that you need to target the right universities. In UK, you'll be surprised to note that there are 27,000, yes, 27,000 companies that can accept a student from India. So in this situation, you need to ensure that when you're reaching there, you don't apply to any company that your friend is applying to. You need to filter down your search and you need to search within these 28,000 companies to get a job. So between UK and US, it's a toss-up. Whether you want to go, because in UK, you can complete your degree in 1 year, get the right job, or you can complete your degree in US in 2 years and get the right job. As I said, cracking an interview, getting the job done is as important as understanding what is important for you. Sai Kiran again asks me, I'll just assume that he means that for aerospace is US or UK better. My suggestion is both are equally good. If you go through the list, there are nearly 4,000 universities and colleges in US and nearly 200 to 250 US colleges or universities in UK. The education system in UK is probably one of the oldest and the finest. When it comes to the quality of education, I think both US and UK are really good choices. Would there be any more questions for me? Okay, Dhruv Bhatia here asks, I've graduated in 2012 with BTech in IT. Excellent. Since then, I'm working in SAP ABAP domain. I want to change tracks. I've zeroed in on internet working options in Canada. Is it good? Dhruv, can you be a little more precise here? What do you mean when you say that you're looking at internet working options? Are you looking for data security? Are you looking at cloud computing? What are you looking at? I have another question from Angit who says, would there be a problem with the visa as I'm an electronic or electrical graduate and work for a support industry for 1 year? I believe that it might be a BPO sector that you're working. Angit, that does not matter at all. If you're looking for a management job, work experience in the same field is important. But if you're looking for a management job, even if you're working in a support domain or in a technical domain, if you have managerial experience, that works as well, even if you're as a team leader. Okay, Dhruv Bhatia asks me, network security. Network security, Dhruv, I would personally recommend is coming up really well. My brother-in-law is actually working in US himself, and he is in the network security domain as well, data security and embedded systems. I would say right now that is one of the most dominant and successful fields that is coming up, especially with the Android system coming in and the mobile services that are coming in. So more people are going mobile rather than just getting fixated on their laptops. So I would definitely recommend that, yes, currently network security is one of the most premier interests that people are looking for. Harish Sharma here asks me that he is a chemical engineer and looking at PG options in engineering management. Can you tell me more about Canada as an option for PG in engineering management? Like which universities offer PGM, fees, duration, etc. Harsh, I'm sorry. Usually, we need to be very specific about these kind of things. Yes, there are a lot of colleges or universities that offer courses. George Brown College is a very prominent interest and relatively low fee option that you have. And Canada, if you look at it from a Hyderabad's perspective, is a very popular domain. It's a very, it's a very Canada-oriented domain. You'll find a lot of people coming from Hyderabad going there. In this situation, I would definitely suggest, Harish, that you go ahead and Harsh and come to us, meet us. I will give the information regarding where we are located. Come and meet us in person. We will ensure that the right counseling and the right information is provided to you. For your information, I am posting in details regarding where we are located. Please feel free to contact us anytime you want, anywhere you want. We'll always be there. Ankur Bhatia in the meanwhile asks me, I'm an electronics and communication graduate and wish to pursue MBA from one of the top 100 colleges. Most probably. Could you guide me about the scholarships and how easy or difficult is it to get them? And how much is the candidate relieved? Ankur, it would, again, as I said, it would depend on your academics. If you have good academics, trust me, one of the questions I remember one of the universities once asked me, why do Indians get the least number of scholarships? You'll be surprised to know that most of the scholarships are taken up by people from Nepal, Bangladesh and Pakistan and Sri Lanka in Asia. The primary reason is that usually Indians don't apply for a scholarship. Trust me, if you go the right way, if you understand how to apply for scholarships, it is probably the easiest to do. So if you are looking for a scholarship, you need to ensure that you're applying on time And I can assure you that the best of scholarships these days are available from the universities. I would also recommend that do not go ahead and just choose a university for the scholarship that they're offering. Excellent. So Ankur, in this case, I would suggest that you need to start applying early. You will be surprised to know the number of scholarships that are available. You need to ensure that you just apply at the right time. And if you have the caliber, and do ensure, and this is an answer to all the people who are in this session, please ensure that you just don't try to reach a university by getting a 5.5 or 6 in your IELTS. With a 5.5 IELTS, yes, you will reach the country. You will get a visa, you will complete your degree. But with an IELTS of 5.5, it would be very difficult for you to get a good job. So I would suggest that if you come to global opportunities, take advantage of the free counseling that we give and the free IELTS courses that we offer. You'll be impressed that it is actually very easy to crack the IELTS. You just need to know how to do it. Dhruv, when you're talking about which universities you would suggest for network security, you have George Brown College, excellent choice for the same. And none of the universities would give you a job assurance. That usually would depend on once you're reaching there and going ahead and applying to the right jobs. Trust me, they do have their placement cells who assist you in writing your resume, who will guide you on how to answer questions in an interview, which is more important. Yes, there are certain universities in Canada that will offer you some part-time jobs or internships within the college or outside, which you can take benefit of. Dhruv, you're welcome. So let me just give everything in a nutshell. When you're comparing the education, yes, I do understand the return on investment. If you're spending around 15 to 20 lakhs on your education, you would definitely like to earn something back. So when you're choosing your country, choose it wisely. Many people are, if you look at it, consider that probably getting a diploma or a postgraduate diploma is not as good as a master's. Trust me, the education system abroad is far more flexible than the education system here in India. You'll be surprised to know that, these diplomas and postgraduate diplomas, which are usually specialized courses that you can do, will probably get you some better jobs as compared to masters as well. If you're looking for a master's, I would also recommend that you take into account, number one, the cost that you're planning to spend on the education. Number two, the duration of the course. Countries like UK and Ireland offer you a master's for 1 year as compared to say in Australia or US or Canada, which is between 1.5 to 2 years. You also need to take into account the fact that are you looking for stay back options? That means that if you're planning to in future apply for residency, in future if you're planning to apply to stay back in the country and work for such options. In these cases, I would recommend countries like US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. If you're looking for cost as the primary factor, if money is a concern for you, if you're thinking that you need to get a good degree, I would definitely recommend countries like Singapore and Ireland. So thank you for attending the webinar today. As I mentioned, my name is Abhishek Mukherjee. Ankur asks about Sai Kiran asks about how many years he can stay back in the US with a student visa. Usually it's a 1 year post-study you can complete and then you can go ahead and stay there and earn. While if you get a job, you can get an H1 visa. That is something that you can apply for and go ahead, work there and continue and request for an extension. So I will be ending the question and answer session here. My name is Abhishek Mukherjee. I'm the branch manager at Global Opportunities. Our office, again, I will read, it's Little Fort Building, 2nd floor, next to Panjagutta Police Station. Our numbers 040-662-55551 and 55553. My email address is managerhyd@global-opportunities.net. For any further questions or comments, please feel free to call me, ask for me. I will directly speak to you. Thank you so much for attending the seminar today.